Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode episode number 66. We are nearing the end of the season, but first we're going to need to finish up La Vuelta. We're on stage 15 of 21, and we've got a pretty hefty climb at the end of this one. It's a shorter stage, just 117 kilometers. A couple intermediate climbs that aren't too massive, but this category 2, it's more than you would think. It's only 4% average gradient, but it is a 13-kilometer climb. But you can see there's a big flat section in the middle. It's not that bad as long as we still have our support riders. So as long as somebody doesn't go crazy on us attacking-wise, we should have a fair amount of the team intact as we begin the final climb. 60k to go, and we're just at that point where it's time to send somebody to grab water, so Garrison's going to head back, take care of that. We are approaching the beginning of the lengthy Category 2 climb, second climb of the day. Pace has actually been really hot through much of it, largely because we have a huge breakaway, 29 riders off the front, and a lot more than 29 were trying to get off the front. So climb is already starting, and Garrison's going the wrong direction, so he dropped the ball a little bit. Maybe I dropped the ball a little bit, waiting just a little too long to send him back. He's already been on the go for about 13k here, and he is about to get dropped, so I need to send somebody else back, except kind of running out of guys who can do the task. So Garrison has been dropped, and yeah, things are a little different now. So Mater's going to go back, grab water, and then he's got Narvaez to help him come forward, hopefully, and then with that little extra protection before Narvaez gets dropped. Oh, Venipal, what's going on here? No, don't go get water yourself. Don't go get water yourself. You've got water. Come on. Son of a... Hate how that happens sometimes. Hate how that happens. Mather's going out the back. Narvaez is going out the back. So let those guys drift. Venipal, meanwhile, is wasting so much energy to get back to the front. There we go. And he is there. McNulty still didn't get water. Seriously? Mater didn't get water to you? Mater's there. Mater's still fighting to get water up to McNulty as we reach the top of the climb. Finally does the job, and Felchi is around. Let's go ahead and get Felchi on. Let's switch this up. Nolte, you're going to gain protection from here. Mather is way too far back, so let's go ahead and put Gino Mather on the job of protecting our leader, Venipal, and Mather. Try to get you back to the front eventually, but for now, try to recover. Narvaez, not far behind, actually regaining contact temporarily. So that's a good sign. We might get a little help from these guys, but there's a climb before the climb. I think that's gonna finish off these guys. Like Narvaez did not regain contact. Mather, meanwhile, when we get into this little downhill section, we're gonna need to bring you forward again. But let's wait until we just about hit the top. Otherwise, he's going to be useless. Hey, Narvaez, you too. You guys move forward, both of you. Even if they only get through this climb before the climb, that's still a little chance for like Mather and Felchi to last a little bit. Or not Mather. There we go. Okay, Narvaez, Mather, you're going to take over protection duties. And then that frees up Mather and Felchi, so now Mather can actually be protected and last a bit longer. So that's good. We're back up to 6. Not that I expect 2 of them to last terribly long, but they've recovered a bit. Mather especially. Narvaez had further back to come from. Breakaway still has a huge lead. It's almost 5 minutes, and they've only had 1 rider dropped, so Breakaway will take the stage today. Hopefully none of them are in a strong position overall and gain too much. Okay, Mather's done. Narvaez is done. I should have used their gels already. What am I thinking? Okay, we're going to have to use Mather's as well. He's about to take over duties on protection, but let's wait until we get over this hump on the flat to then do that. There we go. Onto the flat. And mix this up. Make sure everybody's working hard. You're going to go auto. You're going to go auto. Why did you drift backwards?
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing list of riders left behind.
You're still sliding backwards. Come on, McNulty. You are literally at the back of the group. Why? That is not your position. You're on maintain position at the front. And he must have been blinking red. Pace? No idea why he would have drifted so far back otherwise, but now McNulty is kind of low on energy here. Okay, that's back in position. Mater, you are already assigned to protect Vanapole. I don't know why you're dropping the ball as well. You guys are being unpleasant right now. 46 left, and we're still chasing 28. Their lead is down to 240 as we hit the base of the final climb. 14.5 kilometers. It's only 4.8%. It's really just the length. This is not that bad of a climb. But the length and the pace, you combine them. Peloton's small. It's 41 riders right here at the base. I mean, these guys are not lasting. And McNulty, let's use your gel, and you're going to be taking over for Mater now because Mater is going back. Again, it's not a bad climb, and yet here we are. Felchi's out. Mater out. 33 riders left. 29 riders left. The worst of the climbing is done. We are into this section now. There's only one slightly steep section left, so it's really not that bad. But McNulty barely hanging on. Venable looks like he should get to the top, but and meanwhile the Brickway, right? They've dropped only 2 riders. We've caught only one of them, but Knox is coming back at us now. 27 riders, and yet they've only lost 2 riders, and they've only lost 2.5 minutes, and yet we in the chase are down to just 29 riders. Right? That's crazy, right? Here comes an attack. Yates, Lopez, Bernal. Don't want to go with that yet. Carapaz, Landa, this is maybe where... Quintana, this is where we maybe go with it.
Quintana's off.
Okay, go ahead and use your gel. 6K to go. First 3 guys have gotten away, but if we could stay with this group, yeah, it's just 9 chasing now. 7 chasing. Vanapole hanging in there. Gel's kicked in. And we've caught up to him, so now it's 11. We made the smart move. Didn't waste the energy. 4K to go. But we don't have much left. We do not have much left to stay with this group. And that gel's not going to last much longer. But all the steepness of the climb is gone. Right? We're into 5% gradient. And right at the end, you can see there's a little bit there. And Venapole just hanging on here. 2K to go. We're catching a lot of the breakaway riders now. They're still going to win the stage, though. Ah, shoot. Venapole's done. 1.4K to go. He needs to just push, get whatever he can here. Jack Haig has won the stage from the break. Bowman, Bilbao, Caruso, Zacharin, Sari, Bedial. Let's see. Any leaders yet? No. Dumoulin, 16th. Landa, 17th. Lopez, 18th. Bernal, 19th. And we come in just 23rd, so a little bit back. A little bit of time lost there, but not much. And most of it is just to the guys ahead of us in the standings, as we are in 7th. You see 4 of the leaders ahead of us, and then 21st, 22nd. So at worst, we're 7th of the leaders. I don't know who else fit in there. But there are some threats, right? If they gain enough time, get back in this thing. Bardet, for sure. Latour, Schachmann. Those guys could be close enough on time to have an impact. Bilbao, maybe. Caruso, Zakharin, possibly, are close enough that they could, you pick up a few minutes and you're back in the race. I don't know where they are in the standings, but we do manage 23rd on the stage, but again, that's about 6th or 7th among the contenders, as most of that was all breakaway riders who are well down the order. But we'll see, is that the case? Haig wins by 25 seconds. That's all breakaway riders. Breakaway. And then finally 16th. So 2:16 is where the bar is set. 2:16 from Dumoulin and Landa. Lopez are about 15 seconds down. And we are 3:04. So we lose only 45 seconds. And half a minute. Hindley's breakaway. So we're same time. Carapaz, Moss, Yates, Patsavivos, Coins, those are breakaway guys. Adam Yates, Quintana was in our group towards the back, and then we gained time on others. So this is actually good. We really only lost time to a few guys. And small amount. So Dumoulin still leads. Lopez, a minute behind. Simon Yates, a minute 55. He lost a little bit of time. Carapaz was with us, 2:25. Bernal gains a little time. He's in 5th. Landa gained a little bit of time. And then we are 9:46 behind, so we're still within 10 minutes. It's a pretty hefty gap in front of us, though, you gotta say. Exactly 1 minute behind to Quintana. There was no time difference between us or Adam Yates. Uran was not present, so Uran lost time. He was 4:54 behind, so we gained almost 2 minutes on Uran, pushing him further back, and he's 10th. Moss was same time. Nibali was nowhere to be seen. Wellens, there's Sosa. McNulty's still in 5th, and just behind Ivan Sosa. So he's still in a place to at least grab a few points, but of course we ride for Evenepoel, and he's still firmly in 7th. Really, just 2 riders that we're head-to-head with now. Quintana and Adam Yates. 7, 8, 9. Gap in front, pretty big. Gap behind after those 2, very big. So we're down to kind of head-to-head 7, 8, 9. Right now, we've got a minute advantage over both. Simon Yates leads the sprints just ahead of Dumoulin and Carapaz. KOM is Bowman. Dumoulin could win it, though. We're second in the under 25s comfortably. 5th and 7th. And 5th as a team. 40 minutes ahead of Groupama FDJ. And we are still 15th on the index. Handful of stages to go. Need kind of a reminder of the profile, bouncing back and forth in the series. Tour of Britain, we're going to bypass this one, even though Jasper Philipsen is in the race lead. So hopefully he can continue to get the job done quick sim-wise. And he wins another stage, extending his lead now. 10 seconds. Nice. Okay, McNulty starting his fitness peak. That'll help here in the final stages. Rest day on La Vuelta. 16 flat. Philipsen still leading here and could very well claim this stage. And does. That's 3 from 3. He's got a 14-second lead now. And a flat stage here for 16, so we'll bypass that one. Bennett starting a fitness peak as well. Venepol's going to miss the fitness peak. It's not going to happen before the end of the race, but at least McNulty has one to help him through the final stages. Totally flat stage. We should have outside of a breakaway group, but sprinters don't want a breakaway, and they don't. So Groenewegen takes it over Sagan and Viviani, and then Caleb Ewan. Whippert getting in on the action, and everybody is same time. So coming out of that rest day. So we head to 17. It's punchy. Short final climb. That's 4K. It's not that short. It's going to be pretty intense at the end. Small time gaps though. 18's flat. 19 time trial. That does favor us. 20. That is a massive climb on 20 that we're going to have to deal with. And 21 is flat. So one stage to worry about, though this next stage could be a little challenging. Could create a little time gap. Not the most favorable for us. Tour of Britain continuing. Philipsen in the race lead. Can he hang on to it? Another stage victory for Philipsen. Owen on a fitness peak now as well. And we're going to head into 17. Of course, the action really begins just on the final climb. So let's go ahead and move forward to that point. So we head to the final climb. We will ride, depending on how this road is, it's 4K. That's not an easy climb. I don't think 4K at 20% average 12 is a good occasion to go sprint train style. Especially we're not quite strong enough for that. So I think we will try to stay near the front with protect duties, and hopefully we can hold that position. This could be a tricky stage. I do fear that we could have some small time losses. 23 kilometers to go, so we still have a little ways till that final climb, but there is, like on that last stage, a climb before the climb. I suppose that was 2 stages ago. Last one was flat, but pace since the last climb has been enough that there has been no recovery. We're chasing pretty hard on the breakaway. The breakaway is shrinking. It's down to 2 guys at the front, 10 in behind. We had 110 in the peloton after the climbs were done, but we're now down to 66. So this has been just late pace and no recovery after the climb. So the descent was too fast, too hard, too much pace. So Garrison, nearly done. Mather, nearly done. We're going to go ahead and use their gels now, let them do what they can to try to hang on to their position a little bit. Venepol, I don't know what's going on. Why is he going backwards? Let's get you back up there, please. I don't want him this far back when we start the climb, so Venepol is starting to make his way back forward. That's good. There we go. So it looks like just kind of collisions there, as in other riders in the way forced him back, and he's been able to get back into position. That's good. Garrison, Mather, both of them, gels kicking in as they're fading. That's really good. They are protecting McNulty and Venepol, so we definitely want to take care of replacing those two quickly here as Mather is dropping fast. Garrison already dropping. I didn't see that coming, but okay. Okay, set those two to auto. Of course, Felchi is available, so we'll get him on Evenepoel, and we're going to shift Narvaez to McNulty, and then that'll leave Gino Mater as solo guy. Breakaway is down to just the 2 riders, and the peloton is, well, it's yo-yoing a little bit, but it looks like we're about 65 for the most part, and already shrinking. Felchi's not going to last much longer here.
Only 10 kilometers left.
He's already, yeah, he's fading. Felchi and Narvaez is starting to fade, so I forgot to use his gel, unfortunately, and Felchi for that matter. Let's get Gino Mater up on Evenepoel. McNulty, I want you to follow. Okay, let's get you set to auto. And Gino Mater, since you are on protect, we'll get you on your gel soon. But the climb before the climb is now done. We head into the final climb with just 3 riders left. We've got all 3 in position. McNulty's going to follow behind. That's going to ease his pressure a little bit. We'll get him there in position, and then
The last 5 kilometers of the stage.
and here we go. Okay, Mater, gel. Oh, don't fade right off the bat. Get back up there.
Rider is down. The riders are in a portion of
46 riders. 46 riders. Mater's stuck. So he's not actually providing any protection right now. There we go. He's got through. 45 riders. Come on, Mater. There you go. Do what you got. He's got a little bit. He's still providing protection right now, though he is slightly fading. We're down to 32. Gel just now kicking in. We need to use McNulty's. 2.6k. McNulty's going to take over here just a second. And that second's going to be now. So you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this. And now we focus on Evenepoel. Getting blocked off a little bit there. Is that Uran? That is Uran. Lopez at the front. Carapaz, Sivakov, Schachman, Moss. There's Bernal in the under 25s jersey. Dumoulin, Nibali. Very much elite group. It was 14 there for a moment. 15. Little separation at the front there. Top guy is Uran among it. So we've got to make sure we're down to 1k, and McNulty is fading. I need Evenepoel to start up in the tempo. Make your way around Dumoulin here if you can. 900 meters. 700 meters. Gaps opening. It's just us and Dumoulin right now. 400 meters. This is going to be a good result, though we do lose a little bit of time to Uran. Lopez, Carapaz at the front. Bernal, Uran. We're going to get 5th on the stage. We do open a little gap to Dumoulin. Oh, whoa, here comes Landa just flying by, and Yates. But 7th on the stage. That's right, in our happy zone. Quintana, Dumoulin. Opening time behind that. So 9 riders in contention. Nibali. There's Moss losing time. Sivakov. Here's McNulty with a good finish in 13th. Schachman is going to take 14th. Pogacar. Sagan. Pogacar was in the break today. Bilbao also in the break. Bettiol was in the break. There's Adam Yates is way down the order in 19th. Pinot, Dunbar, Roscoff, Bardet, Prades, Caruso, Bevan. There's Gino Mater in 28th. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good result. We do lose a few seconds to Uran. That part's not great. It'll be less than a minute, pretty sure. Pretty sure that's less than a minute. So we'll still be ahead of him. It'll be closer. Oh, Uran lost time. That's right. He was more than 5 minutes down. So he'll be back to about 4 minutes. But that doesn't worry me too much. The closest competitors struggled. They were behind us. So this is going to be a good result for Evenepoel. Okay, Carapaz takes the stage. Lopez, same time. Bernal, 13 behind. Uran, 23. That's who we lost a little. Yeah. No. Yeah, we lost a little time, but barely. 26 seconds to him. And again, it was, I think, 5 minutes. Landa at 41. Simon Yates, we're on the same time as him. Quintana loses time to us, so we pulled away from him and Dumoulin. So that's awesome. There's the race leader. Actually lost time. Nibali, Moss, Sivakov, and then McNulty on the same time as those guys. That's going to help his position, his 15th overall. Schachmann, Pogačar, Sagan, nice result there. And in the overall classification, Lopez is the new race leader, 6 seconds ahead of Tom Dumoulin. And you know me, I'm just not a fan of Dumoulin. And yes, he's a good climber, but he's just slightly overrated, I think, personally. I know I've said this. I've said this, you heard it, it's okay. Sorry, I won't go on and on. But I think an 82 is just a little too high. I think he's an 80, maybe an 81. Definitely not an 82. That's where I stand. And 80 is an elite climber. It's just not the best of the best. I think personally Lopez, Carapaz, even Yates are better climbers. And here you go. Simon Yates is just an 80. I think head-to-head climbing, Simon Yates is going to beat Dumoulin every day. It's the time trial where Dumoulin's then going to beat Yates and take time away from Yates. Head-to-head, though, Simon Yates is a better climber than Tom Dumoulin. I don't think Tom Dumoulin's second at the Tour de France is something where you go, oh wow, look how good he is. Didn't half the top 10 drop out and withdraw from that race before the end of it? He was 4th or 5th best, 6th best at that race. He just finished second because of circumstances. A lot of guys failed to finish that particular Tour de France. He's better in the Giro. He's better in the Vuelta, where the climbs aren't as intense. Where the best riders, some of them don't show up. They focus on just the Tour. That's where he gains his advantage. He's going against the second best riders, usually, and going up against climbs that aren't quite as intense. He loses less time, and they more often have a couple time trials, and he benefits from that. When he won the Giro, there was 2 time trials that year and not too many big climbs. Anyway, sorry, I digress. We move on. So Simon Yates, minute 45 behind. Bernal is at 3:38. Landa 5:24. So yeah, 4-minute gap in front of us. But the gap did open behind us. Quintana lost a little time. It's more than a minute now. And Adam Yates lost a bunch of time today. And yeah, we lost a few seconds to Uran, but look, that's nothing. It's nothing because we're still almost 5 minutes ahead. And the big thing was Adam Yates lost a few minutes, and even Quintana lost a little time. So great result for Evenepoel today, further strengthening his hold on 7th place. We have one big stage left to go, stage 20, climbing-wise, that Evenepoel could lose a pretty good chunk of time. He could lose 2, 3, 4 minutes even. So we got to be really careful. He needs a good time trial, and is certainly capable of a good time trial to open that gap on Quintana for stage 20, where Quintana could potentially take it back from him, where he's only a 78. If we're looking at all these climbers around us, they are all 80 plus. All of them. Quintana, Yates, until you get to Uran and Nibali, and even Moss is an 81. How is he so far down? And McNulty at a 75 is 13th now. He's moved up 2 spots. Stage 5 for the Tour of Britain Philipsen hanging on to a lead, but with a time trial of 63 and luckily a prologue of 69 being a little bit better, his position is very much in jeopardy. But Galbraith even worse, as he's in just 7th place. But a lot of riders are very much still in some sort of contention, but we didn't bring time trialists to this race at all. So our race lead could be going away with this short time trial. A little bit more of a prologue than time trial, really. Hopefully, time losses are minimal as Filippo Ganna wins the stage by a single second. Bennett manages to go 11th quickest. Gregory Daniel is 13th. Max Ooms is 16th. Philipsen, 20th, just 41 seconds behind. He might still have a chance in this race, but he will have lost the race lead. No! He still has it 3 seconds ahead of Filippo Ganna. Nice. There is a little bit of climbing to do in the Tour of Britain, though, so Philipsen's lead is not a given. He's not necessarily going to win, but he's still in the lead for now, and that is worth points hanging on to the jersey. Mikhail Kwiatkowski is here. I'd say he's got a good chance of winning from 9th position there, depending on the climbs to come. Bennett in 13th, Daniel 15th, 16th. But Philipsen still in the race lead. He's, of course, the leader of the points classification. Okay, now we're going under 25s is Philipsen, and as a team, we are 5th. And that is all AI driven. Still 15th. La Vuelta has another flat stage in order before we head to the time trial on 19. So we'll bypass this stage, and there shouldn't be anything to worry about from this one. We'll make sure that it does end up a sprint and not another breakaway victory. Groenewegen takes another one ahead of Sagan once again. This time Matthews in the mix in 3rd. Viviani just 4th, a spot lower than he was last time. Kristoff also in the mix. There's Whippert getting into it, but still behind the best. And Caleb Ewan continues to struggle, so his form looks to be a bit low right now. And Sonny Colbrelli, nowhere to be seen in the last sprint stage, 8th on this one. Not sure what's going on with him. And Cavendish is here, but both times has been well down the order. It's Solo, all the way down in 16th. Bad sprint for him. And Derbyshire, I don't know, maybe he was doing lead out for Bora, but you would think he would be a bit higher up the order as well. No time losses except for 3 riders. Bardet has withdrawn from the race. Looks like could have been crash related, bringing the field down to 152 riders left in La Vuelta. And Bardet, of course, has been living through the breakaway, and that'll take one strong rider out of that group that's been going off claimant stages of late. We are going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here as Garrison starting his fitness peak. That's a nice little boost for us as we head into the final 3 stages. But at this point, where we stand, Philipsen earned us a good amount of points over the last handful of days with those stage victories. And meanwhile, we're still in a pretty good position here, but not really earning any points until we get to the end. Next episode, we will definitely get there. Philipsen 10th in the World Tour rankings. Nice. And leading the Continental rankings, Evenepoel is 3rd. Van Dram has moved ahead of him. But in the Super Prestige, Jasper Philipsen, 3rd place. That's freaking awesome. Bernal and Froome, top 2, so Ineos dominating fashion for them, but that is fantastic. And Evenepoel is all the way up in 23rd himself, and he's going to pick up a good amount of points from this race if he keeps his position. Philipsen, the world victory leader by a comfortable margin, 23 ahead of Caleb Ewan. So Caleb Ewan might be struggling in La Vuelta right now, but on the year, he has shown that he is the best. Well, is he the best sprinter? Yes. Yes, Phillipson might have more wins, but a lot of those have come at the continental level. Now, as a team, Ineos is destroying everyone this year. But look at that, we're all the way up in 15th, despite being a continental team. Coors leading the continental rankings. And in the Super Prestige, we slide up a couple spots back up into 7th. This late in the year, middle of September, and we are still all the way up in 7th. At the beginning of the year, when we had such a strong position, I did not expect that we would hang on to such a strong position, but here we are. 5,000 points, and just behind Movistar, Bahrain Merida, and Ducati Quickstep. Ducati Quickstep. We could overtake them, possibly, by the end of this race. Though I think Moss is in a pretty good spot, so they'll end up with some good points. But Phillipson, meanwhile, Tour of Britain, right? He'll get a decent point haul for us for that one. Things are looking pretty freaking good. I love it. And especially that team index, still 15th. And there's nobody left, right? 173 remains. That's it. That's not a game changer. I think we could call this a done deal. Aguirre could barely boost a climbing profile. Leknasoon could barely boost a punchy profile for a team. Barely. These guys maybe boost the time trial. Classics, right? There's 5-6 riders left that are going to make the slightest impact on a team's. Perez might be a small boost. Downey might be a small boost. But small boost. More like a Continental team trying to get to Continental Pro type boost. But not Continental Pro trying to get to World Tour, or World Tour trying to hang on to World Tour spots. It's not going to boost those teams. I think we got it. But we still need to finish La Vuelta. We still need to finish some other races. There's still a month to go in the signing period. But there's just nothing much left to get out there. So we'll be heading to stage 19. That's the time trial. Stage 20, big climbing stage. And stage 21 into Madrid is just a sprint stage. So that's all that's left. Vettel, good on the time trial. But that's stage 20. A little bit scary. But 7th place is starting to look pretty good. Pretty good for us. I like our chances. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.